Hello, welcome to the Trading Bell. I'm Noki Kimboy, and today is a beautiful day because when you witness growth, growth is inspirational. And this specific one, it touches on the real estate sector. How a company can grow for over 20 years, make impact, and now it's in Ibuka on the way to going public. What are the lessons over the journey and what does the future look like? We're going to be talking to Optiven CEO, Mr. Wachiuri. Welcome to the Trading Bell.
Thank you.
A beautiful morning it is.
Yeah, we are excited and energized.
Yes. I know. Actually, I mean, Ibuka, 20 years, Optiven has been running, and now you've decided that it's time to take that next step. Why on the second decade?
Wow, thank you. We are happy. We are excited to join Ibuka on our way to the listing, to Nairobi Securities Exchange. And we have been there for 20 years. I would say that they were 20 years of learning, 20 years of mistakes. You know, the first 10 years were not easy. Sometimes we were almost quitting. It was very difficult. But the last decade, 10 years, were the years of growth. You know, we saw growth in terms of staff, in terms of projects, in terms of partnership, and the Optiven for the last 20 years, 10 years, we have been growing quickly and fast and furious. And right now, we are the leaders in real estate. And as we celebrate 20 years today, we say that there is no way you can do the same things today for a better tomorrow. As founders, we made a decision to cede some shareholding and allow our people, our employees, to own these shares from Optiven, and we are calling it employees, share ownership plan, and that will be the step one. You can only do this if you go through Ibuka Accelerator program. Once we do that, it takes 6 months, it takes 8 months. We now go to the next level. We are calling PP, private placement. We are going to look at the people who have got similar vision with Optiven, and we are going to allow them to buy a stake within Optiven as a group, and then we are going to raise equity so that we go to the next expansion. And then finally, we shall allow our customers, our people out there, maybe after 3 years, also to buy a share through initial public offering. And that way, the Optiven will now be a public company. And the reason we are joining Ibuka is two things. As founders, remember right now we are very energetic. Time is coming when even our decision making will be curtailed. Our thinking will be slower, and we are preparing a base for Optiven to capture the African market. Right now, we are the village champions, but we are looking at 20 years to come, 2041, whereby Optiven is going to be among the top 10 biggest real estate companies across Africa. So we are basically laying a base, and we can't do that if we limit ourselves as the founders that we want to carry a checkbook or do everything. We are opening up to the public so that we tap from the public. And why Ibuka? Ibuka has got several advantages. One of them is visibility. Remember, once we are listed in Nairobi Securities Exchange, there is people with the money globally, and these people are going to identify Optiven. They are going to bring equity, and we can be able to do massive expansion. Number two, why Ibuka? We are accessing advisors, the consultants, people who tell you this is the direction. And for us as leadership of Optiven, we need that sound, correct advice from Ibuka. And what's more, through Ibuka, we are going to do valuation for Optiven. The CEO for Nairobi Securities Exchange said, maybe the value that we give Optiven today, maybe the value is 10 times more. And I believe it because the Optiven brand is big, it's huge, both here and in diaspora. And through Ibuka, they are going to do valuation. So in the next 6 months, we'll be asking me, hey, George, what's the value of Optiven? And I'll be smiling and tell you, Kip, the value of Optiven is maybe 20 billion, it's maybe 15 billion, it's maybe 10 billion. And we can only do that through this very well-organized way. Okay. And we must thank the government because they introduced this Ibuka, meaning emerge, because many of our SMEs, they are going to access to equity capital, and that's the way to grow our companies. It's a shame that not many companies that have existed over decades. I was given an example of one of the companies in the UK called Royal Mint. It was founded in 886 AD. Today, they are celebrating 1,100 years. When I read it, I said, hey, wait a minute. We want Optiven to be there in 1,000 years to come. This business of SME is dying in 3 years. We need to say stop. And you can only stop if we are innovative, if we are strategic, if we are letting go. And for us as founders, for me as a founder, I am letting go. I am ceding shareholding for the purpose of the future.
Definitely. That's very important. A very important lesson right there about letting go, because you raise children and at one point you have to let them fly away, and this is exactly what you're doing. So in terms of now your expansion strategy, which is part of this journey, how will that be beneficial for Kenyans out there who want to venture into real estate, or own a home at the end of the day, or a piece of land?
I would say that this expansion strategy is going to be a big blessing to Kenyan people, to government, to African people, because we are now talking about going beyond borders. So we want to see Optiven Kenya, Optiven Rwanda, Optiven Liberia. We are going to go across Africa. So it's to the benefit of our people out there. And this is in line with our vision of being pace setters in socio-economic transformation. And one of the things that we are going to enjoy, or people are going to enjoy as the owners of Optiven, is scalability. Can you imagine? We have been financing our projects through debt. And let me tell you, Kip, debt is expensive. It's not cheap. You may find that the money you are collecting, maybe 70% goes back to the financier. But once you raise money through equity, it is going to allow us to expand faster and bigger than using debt. Definitely we'll combine both. Little debt and more equity. And we are going to support our government in terms of building more affordable homes. We are looking at future projects in some years to come, whereby one project for Optiven, we are doing 1,000 affordable homes at a go, or 2,000 homes at a go. Right now, we are doing about 300 homes, in our projects in Amanage, in Kiabu, in Katanga Road. But now we want to do 10x. We can only do this because we are now exposing ourselves to the public, and the public are able to raise this money. We are exposing ourselves to private people out there, wealthy individuals, institutions, pension funds, and we are able to tap this particular money. And because Optiven is one of the best run organizations today in Kenya, in terms of governance, in terms of leadership, in terms of our people, that's our core competencies, in terms of our vision, I can guarantee you, Optiven 2041, it is going to be the talk of Africa.
Wow, that is a great vision. Looking now at the sector that you operate in, especially in land buying and value addition of land, we've had a challenge with that in the country. You find that some people have come into the sector, they sell you land during dry season. Then when it rains, you find, oh, I bought a piece of, a swamp or something of the sort. And we saw recently the rollout of a new digital land management system. What do you think digitization, the role of digitization in the real estate sector, what impact will it have moving forward?
Wow, thank you. We really must thank our government through His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta and the Lands Ministry, because for us at Kenya Private Developers, we are member there. We have been waiting for this thing. Can you imagine, yesterday I picked one of the titles with a QR code. That's a manage. And you just scan the QR code. It gives you a whole history of land. And I said, wait a minute. Where were we 50 years ago? And this digitization is going to make our work in real estate so easy, because you don't need another broker to go to other house to look for the files. They say the files are lost. And we must thank the minister for the good work that she has done. You should see in our forum the way people are excited, they are happy. I know that the system is still growing, but this is going to be a game changer in all our 53 registries. And that's a very big step. So it's going to make our work easier. Number two, allow me also to thank the county government. There are two county governments that have done a wonderful job in terms of managing land, Kajiado County and Laikipia County. They have now given us a blueprint that there are some areas you only do an acre. There are areas that you can do an eighth. There's an area you can do a quarter. They are calling it geospatial. And that geospatial, we as developers, we are following that geospatial. What happens? The pastoral land will be left to pastoralists. If you buy that in Kitengela, they give you 5 kilometers within Kitengela. If it's a highway, 1.5 kilometers, and we love that. We also saw the same in Laikipia County, because that's the only way we can manage our 580,000 plus kilometers square for our beautiful, fantastic country. And also for us at Optiven, we mentor a lot of other real estate companies. I'm a patron of a big group of about 79 land sellers. And sometimes we challenge ourselves, we tell them, why can't we tell people the truth? And I've been happy that this self-regulation is going to improve the way we do business. But of course, now with the government coming in, we are going to see an escalation in terms of real estate growth. If you look at Kenya today, we are very young in real estate. And we are not even able to provide sufficient homes. All these companies you see around here advertising, they are not able to provide affordable homes for our Kenyan people. That's why I find that we are not able to cope up with the deficit. Of course, the government is trying to do some homes, but that's a drop in the ocean. And more so now that the government has put billions in terms of developing of infrastructure, the express superhighway, the dual carriage in Keno, and other roads. So the real estate can only grow. For us at Optiven, we get calls as far as in Nyanza. Governors calling us, Meru, please, Optiven, we have seen you on media. Can you come and provide affordable housing in Meru? Can you come to Kisumu, provide affordable housing? And I tell all the people who are in the place in the real estate, the market is virgin. We have not even started doing real estate. We are jokers. If you look at our city of Nairobi, it is too small compared with other cities. So we have an opportunity to do clean business, good business, and we can do that through the support of government. And what the government has done is just to say, asante sana serikali yetu ya Kenya.
This is KTN News.